guys, welcome back. Today I am sharing my makeup routine for traveling. This is going to be more specifically for traveling by plane, but of course you can use this look for like road trips or whatever too, but I am sharing some specific plane friendly tips. I'm gonna be 100% upfront. If you are looking for a makeup look that you can do and you're gonna hop off that plane looking like 100% presentable and ready to go out, this is probably not going to be the tutorial for you. This look is extremely simple and natural, very no makeup, and it's more or less just designed to keep me from looking like an ogre during my travel day. I find when I travel with like a full face of makeup on and a heavy foundation, by the end of the day I just honestly look like a melting clown and my skin just feels really gross. So after lots of experimenting, I feel like I've kind of found like the perfect makeup look to keep me feeling like a little bit more presentable, but also keep my skin from feeling like dehydrated and disgusting and like cakey at the end of the day. Some of you guys may think this is weird because it's like, yes, I could just wear no makeup at all, but let's face it, I like to like even out my skin tone a little bit and make it look like I actually have eyebrows, just so I'm feeling like a little bit cuter throughout the day, especially when I have to get up super early in the morning to get to the airport. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the makeup look, and then afterwards I'm just gonna share some like general tips for things I do to prepare before flying. So I feel like this is going to be a super accurate representation because I'm like super tired, I'm looking a bit of a mess, my hair is not done. It's a very accurate representation of how I'm actually going to wake up looking when I'm going to be traveling. But the first thing is skincare. Very important when you're flying because your whole body in general and especially your skin just gets really dried out. So whenever I'm flying in the morning, I actually start off by applying my night cream. Talked about this so many times. It's the First Aid Beauty Hydra Firm Sleeping Cream. This is like an overnight mask, so really nice for flying and it's fine underneath makeup. So that's my first tip. Regardless of your skin type, start with a more rich moisturizer, and then as always I apply a little bit of eye cream. I've been using the Olay Eyes Illuminating Eye Cream. This has like a little bit of kind of like a natural highlighting effect to it, and it is quite hydrating. I've really been liking this. And a big theme you're going to see is I do use a lot of cream and liquid products when I am going to be traveling. First of all, they keep your skin more hydrated, and second of all, they look a lot more natural. Powders tend to kind of sit on your skin. Creams and liquids just tend to kind of mesh with your skin and like blend in a little bit better and just look overall more natural. So this is probably going to seem pretty counterintuitive, but I don't actually prime my face when I'm going to be traveling. What I'm going to do to start off, I'm going to take the Benefit Invisible Finish Mattifying Gel. I always forget the name of this, and I'm just going to apply this in my oiliest areas. Just a tiny little dab, and for me that's like right around the creases of my nose, just to help a little bit. I don't want to apply this all over and dry out my skin, but I do need a little bit of extra help in these areas, just so my makeup isn't separating and like settling all gross in there during the day as I get oilier. So then for my base, I'm going to be using the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Cream. This is the best base product I have found for traveling because it still gives an adequate amount of coverage, but it's very hydrating. And I have to kind of mix together the shades Fair and Light, so just excuse if I don't get a perfect color match. I haven't actually used these in a while, and I'm not sure what kind of ratio I need of each to get a good match at the moment. So I'm just gonna mix those together on the back of my hand, and this does have SPF 50 in it, which is always a necessity no matter what you are doing. So I'm just gonna dot this onto my face like I normally would. And I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that out with the Beauty Blender. So by the time you guys are actually seeing this, I'm going to be on my vacation. I should be probably on the cruise by the time you are watching this. Another thing I love about this makeup look is because it's so easy, it's very early morning friendly. Like all the past times I have flown in like the past year, I've had to be getting up super early, and this trip is no exception. We're getting up at like 4 a.m. I think. Like we need to be like leaving for the airport by like 5. So it's gonna be a very early morning, and let's face it, when it's that early and you're still half asleep, you do not want to be spending a lot of time on your makeup. But as you can see, this looks very natural. I'm not going for like a full coverage at all. You can still see a bit of redness and like hyperpigmentation peeking through, but at the same time it still adequately evens out my skin. So then I like to do a little bit of concealer around my eyes. I'm using my Too Faced Born This Way in the shade Light, and I'm just going to dot on just like a little bit of it. I've mentioned in the past that I love this concealer because it blends into my skin so naturally and doesn't look makeup-y at all. I'm gonna do a little bit on my nose as well. And it does have more hydrating ingredients like coconut water, so once again, really great for flying. And then I'm just going to blend that out with the Beauty Blender just to really lightly conceal my dark circles. And I'm also going to bring just kind of the leftover product up just onto my brow bone. I find it's very apparent if you bring concealer right down onto your lids. It just really makes it look less natural and makes it look like you're wearing makeup. That's just kind of like a general natural makeup tip. Okay, so now that my skin tone is a little bit more evened out, I like to go back in and add some dimension. So I am taking Benefit Do the Hula, which is a liquid bronzer, and I just pump this onto the back of my hand, and then I just take it on my fingertips and I kind of lightly dot it along the areas that I would bronze and contour. So just kind of all around the perimeters of my face. And a lot of the products in this video are from Benefit. That's not like on purpose or anything. I've mentioned in the past that I really just love Benefit products for like more natural makeup looks, and I just kind of gravitate towards them. So then once that is all placed, I take the Beauty Blender and I just start blending that out. I really like this product because it adds a really subtle definition back to my face and just kind of like warms up my complexion a little bit, because I am pretty fair. When I'm like tired in the early morning, I can look pretty dead, I'm not gonna lie. And this product is just extremely easy to work with. It looks very orange when like swatched on your hand, but it blends out really nice and naturally. So the next thing I'm going to do is blush, and for this I'm going to be using a little bit of Benefit Dandelion Dew, which is like a liquid blush. So how I apply this is I pump like 1 pump or so onto the back of my hand. That was probably like 2 pumps because a little bit of that was dried. And then I take a stippling brush. This one's just got like a little bit of product on it because I was playing with that pure cheek stain I got the other day. But I just kind of like pick it up on the back of my hand and just kind of like stipple it all over my hand first, just to evenly distribute it on the brush. And then I just lightly start tapping that onto my cheeks just to add a little bit more color to my face. This is another product too that I don't think it looks that nice when you swatch it, but when it's actually applied, it looks beautiful. And if you feel like you've gone a little bit overboard in any areas, you can just go back over it with your Beauty Blender, just to kind of soften it up a little bit. So the next step is to just lightly fill in my eyebrows. I'm going to be using Benefit Precisely My Brow, and I go ahead and just kind of comb through them with the spoolie first of all. I love this brow pencil because it's extremely long wearing. I mentioned in a recent video that it's actually really waterproof too. Kind of follow the natural shape, just to add a little bit more definition. And as you can tell, I don't really have like a tail to my brow, so that's a big thing that I like to go in and add. I do have hairs there, but they grow in so fine and thin. Just kind of draw in a little tail there. Really light pressure and just short strokes. I just want a very natural kind of look. And I do kind of short upward flicks on the inner part just to kind of mimic natural hairs, and I really go through with the spoolie after and like brush through this and kind of blend everything out. I'm just gonna quickly go ahead and do the other brow and speed this up. So that's really all I do to my brows. They're not perfect or totally even by any means. I mostly just want it to look like I actually have some brows so they can like frame my face a little bit. I don't really care if they look crazy. I mostly just want them there. I didn't do really the best job today, but whatever. Now I literally don't actually do anything on my eyes. Reason being, you guys know I already have extremely sensitive eyes. I do not want to be wearing mascara. I like to have the freedom to like rub my eyes if I need to, and that's part of why I keep it a little bit lighter on the concealer as well. And also all the times I flew last year I was on Accutane, so my eyes were extremely dry. I had to like bring eye drops in my carry-on and apply them like throughout the flight because my eyes got so dry. So I just like to skip the eye makeup. If you want to do something, I would just curl your lashes and apply like 1 coat of lengthening mascara. I know some people really hate not wearing mascara and eye makeup, but I really don't care. Now one thing I'll do, this concealer can get a little bit creasy, so after I've done my brows and everything, I'll go back in and just blend out any kind of slight creasing that's happened. And then I'm going to take a little bit of RCMA No Color powder, and I'm just going to set right directly under my eyes where I have little lines, just to prevent any further creasing throughout the day. And I'm going to do just a little bit in kind of the creases of my nose as well, because like I said, I get the most oily in there. And then one of my last steps, so my face doesn't look dull at all, I am going to highlight. This is like one of the only powder products I like to use. I don't know why, I just prefer powder highlights. This is the Laura Mercier Highlight 01. It's more of a beige highlight. It's not too white or champagne or pink or anything, so it looks quite natural. So I just take my fan brush and apply that in all the usual areas. I like to really focus it on my nose. I don't know why, but I feel like a highlight there really helps. If you went a little bit overboard in any areas, just take a clean brush and just kind of soften that up. I just think that really helps like perk up my complexion a little bit. And then finally, all I'm going to do on my lips is put on a little bit of lip balm. This is just the Jack Black lip balm with SPF 25. Another really good option would be a tinted lip balm if your lips are a little bit less pigmented than mine, but I think mine look fine with just some clear lip balm because they are quite like rosy already. But that's actually the finished look. I told you guys it is extremely simple and just a very natural, simple, myself but better kind of makeup look. Oh, and one thing I almost forgot to mention, with the CC cream and all the cream products and everything and the lack of powder, my skin does start off a little bit dewier than I would typically like, but throughout the day as I'm flying and my skin gets drier, it kind of like balances it out and keeps it from looking too matte or dry. So now that the makeup is done, I'm gonna share a couple quick little tips of things I do the night before to make my morning routine easier when I have to get up early. So the first thing, and this is probably common sense, but I take a shower and I wash my hair. If you're stuck on a plane all day, you don't want want to be feeling gross and dirty, so it's nice to feel as clean as possible. And also, I haven't fully decided what I'm going to do with my hair this time. I think I'm just going to blow it out so it's like nice and perfectly straight. Like today I have second day blown out hair and you can see it still looks pretty decent. Another thing, wash all your makeup brushes and tools. First of all, I think it's really gross to like pack dirty makeup brushes and everything, and the cleaner your tools are, the fresher your makeup application that morning is going to look. Another thing is to start hydrating really well the day before, internally and also your skin. So drink lots of water, of course. You want to be constantly drinking water when you're going to be flying and on the plane and everything. Another thing I'd highly recommend doing is doing a hydrating mask the night before. So you can use like an overnight sleeping cream like this, or just a hydrating mask or sheet mask or something like that, just to kind of plump up your skin and bring up the hydration levels. And finally, this might seem really weird, but after I get out of the shower the night before, I will apply a fresh coat of fake tan. I will have exfoliated and everything in the shower, and then I just apply my Tarte Brazilians Plus with a tanning mitt. This dries really nicely, like it really doesn't transfer on clothes at all. So I let this develop overnight, and then I actually let it like develop the entire day as I'm traveling as well. Self-tan sometimes just doesn't want to stick to my skin, so I find the longer I leave it on the better. And this one doesn't stink or anything like that, at least from what I've noticed. So I feel totally fine wearing this throughout the other day because I know it's not going to smell bad and I know it's not going to transfer on my clothes. And it's really easy. You get to your destination at the hotel or whatever and take a quick shower and voila, you're tan. So that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed and found this helpful. I should have some other traveling videos coming up soon on like packing and some other little tips and things like that, but give this video a thumbs up if you did find it helpful. Don't forget to go follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. I am at SARI Rihanna on all three, and hit that subscribe button down below if you are new here, but I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye guys!